worshiping and, a whole lot of things that we can do, but let us get in our spirits what need to be in our spirits. So we thank the Lord for it. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 3. Uh, Thank God for you guys, man. Bless the Lord for what He's doing. 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Second Thessalonians. I say Corinthians, Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians 2, 3.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And we are approaching that time there. Many are being deceived. And one of the things I want to tell you is I'm going to try not to go into any whatever you might say. Well, man, listen, Pastor, we so used to praise and all this stuff. No, I want to get some things into your spirit and kind of let you know what the enemy's plan is and what he's out to do. One of the things that I want you to understand is that the enemy, his plan is his plan now, and it has always been his plan. But really, the kingdom of Satan is really they're coming together, and it's been together, but we're really seeing the effect of it in the earth realm now. And one of the things is, if I cannot get you, so my next thing is to get your future. And so if I can get your future, then I got you. And so now the focus has been turned this way for years, is to your children. And so while we sit around and we talk about, I'm believing God for a house, I'm believing God for a car, I'm believing God for a husband or a wife, those things the Lord has already given you. And so if we can grab that concept and know that God has already given me everything that pertaineth to life, godliness, all these things God has given me. If we can grab that concept, just get that in your spirit. Everything that you are wasting your time praying for, God has already given you. When I say wasting your time, God, I need money. God, I need money. God, I need money. Don't waste your time. He's already given you that. You just need wisdom on how to get it. Okay? And so this is what happened with a lot of us, is we spend so much time praying for these little minute things when God has already given us those things. But the biggest thing that we need to be focusing our attention on is the warfare, what the enemy is after. And he's after your children. In California, they was trying to pass a law, and they're going to eventually push this law, because they will try the first time. If it doesn't succeed, they'll come back again. And the law was, any material that is designed to change the life of a person, ban it. So if I could buy something, a book, pamphlet, whatever, that is designed to cause me to want to change, then ban that. And the Bible is full of changes. The Bible is full of deliverance. So ban that material, and that's why the push was to get rid of the Bible, to ban the Bible in California. Because the Bible talks about deliverance. The Bible talks about change. And this will change people from the condition they're in to the condition or the state that God has created them to be in. So if they didn't succeed when they tried, they're going to try again. But the focus is still on your children. All right? What was you just read?
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Listen. Don't be deceived. Before Christ returns, there's going to be a great falling away. A great falling away. What are you talking about, Pastor? They're going to be people leaving the faith. They're going to be people leaving Christianity. It's already happened. People denounce it. They don't want to be a Christian anymore. Before that day could come, this must happen. Now, if that doesn't happen, then God is a liar. God is not a liar. All right? That's in California. Before the, well, I'll finish reading this, Quinn.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
The man of sin is the Antichrist. So there got to be a falling away. This man got to be revealed before all that take place, before Jesus' actual coming back. I'm not talking about a person dying. I'm talking about before, people say, you've heard over the years, people say, he's coming back, he's coming back. But he can't come back until this is fulfilled. So there must be a falling away. Then before that could be, the Antichrist must be revealed. He must be seen. But the focus is your children. In this generation that we live in the 60s, 70s, the 80s, there were, I wouldn't say the 80s, 60s, someplace around in there, 50s. There were 5% of children born out of wedlock. Today, it's 50% of the children today is born out of wedlock. Now, listen, I'm not taking anything away, and I'm not, trying to bash anybody. I'm just trying to teach you something. The focus of the enemy is, if I can get your children to be born out of wedlock, where there is only one parent, then they wouldn't know anything about a husband and a wife. They would never honor marriage. In France today, in certain part of France today, the government has stepped in and say there will be no marriage. And all of this tears down the Institute of God. You can cohabitate, what we call, and I'm just saying this to the people who are, they're educated, but to the people like me, grew up not in the inner country, we call it shagging. So to you, it's all right. And this is what they push. But everything is designed to just take the principles of God out of the life of children. And so if you can raise a child up where there is no principle of God, there is no guideline, then the enemy can easily step in and take that child's life. Listen. In the United States today, there are over 1.5 million witches. 1.5 million over. They have outnumbered Presbyterian. Because if you take away spiritual principles, people are designed to worship something. And so if there is no God, no Jesus for me to worship, because nobody is teaching it and nobody's preaching it, and I'm not growing up in this type of family, I'm going to worship something. You with me? I know this ain't your favorite message. Oh, Pastor, you ain't got to go into that. In Canada, the School of Law in Canada, they had a covenant. The covenant was, if you go to the School of Law in Canada, because it was a religious institute, they made a covenant. They set themselves apart. The only way you can attend is that you agree to live biblical principles, and you had to keep your life clean. Well, they stepped in and said, we're going to take away all your funding if you don't allow anybody to come in. You got to allow anybody to come in and be a part of this institute. So in other words, anybody can come and live the way they want to live and be a part of it. So because they agreed to take away the funding, the college gave in. In Texas, their thing is, you state that for a person to teach in a particular college, you had to be this and you cannot be whatever. Well, their thing is, you have to change that in order to keep our funding. In other words, if I am, what is the LGBT? Y'all know anything about that thing? Y'all know anything about LG? You heard that before? So anybody that's a member of that, that's in that, if they cannot teach or become whatever a leader in the, then that means you lose your funding. In the United States now. I'm back in the United States. I left Canada. That was Texas, so I'm back in the United States. Listen. There are programs that are set, TV shows that are set to hit the viewers, well, let's say for the big screen. And they are targeting your children. One of them is Batgirl, is about to come out. But she's a lesbian. On Good Morning America now, that's back in America, they had a little girl who is a drag queen to promote this among your children. Today is up for your children. We was at a game the other night in Carver's Bay and watching the kids play, and called a young lady up. She came over and talked with us. And, you know, the game going on, and I'm asking, you know, and well, we was there when the game began and stuff. And they got this young lady that plays with them. The girl name is whatever, you know, they give you the name, then they give you a little nickname, then they give the last name. Well, the girl last name, middle, what they call a girl, what they called her in school is Little Bill. The little girl looked like Little Bill that played on the Cosby Show. Not the Cosby Show, but the cartoon character that Bill Cosby had a Little Bill. The girl can play basketball. Now, on the team, there's 6 to 7 girls that are gay. The principal is gay. She's a woman, lesbian. Tell you it's out to talk to your children. And I don't mean happy gay. They might be happily living it, but not like the happy or the joyful, whatever you want to call it. They ought to get your children. Listen. I told you about the Batwoman. There's a new book out, Santa Claus and His Husband. Showing Santa Claus and another man. Now, they aim to put this in the schools so that the children can read it and feel comfortable dating another man. Tell you, except there'd be a great falling away. Son of perdition. This day cannot come until this happens. He cannot come until this happens. You want your house, huh? Netflix is introducing, I don't know if it's this year, I don't know if it's already introduced, but Netflix is introducing kiddie porn. Okay, it's up for your children. Now we look at it and say, you sick. Might be sick. But how many of your children under the age of 17 is watching pornography? And the thing I've learned about pornography, it will intertwine every part of your body. My house holy. Your house holy. The school ain't holy. You have 1.5 million, I told you, 1.5 million witches. Well, you think they're surprised? It's not a surprise. When one of the biggest movie maker, money bring in, sequel after sequel, was Harry Potter. It's so big that it is in your school. And the characters that are in the books are demons. Doctors are encouraging little children to become comfortable with the same sex, are encouraging them, doctors, to have their sex change. Your children that you take to the doctor. Because if I see it I feel like it's all right. If I'm around it all the time, there's nothing wrong with it. Matthew 24:12. Boy, when there's a void of the gospel, when the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are praying for cars and houses and money and wanting airplanes to fly places. Did you know that now, that at one time, America was one of the leading countries in sending out missionaries to other countries to win people to the Lord? Sister Deborah, now Africa is sending missionaries to America. To win people to Christ. How could that be? Say again. Matthew 24:12. That's what she said. Go ahead.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
If the love of many wax cold, then it means you have backslid. You have left. Listen, there is no type of enjoyment to come to church for Jesus no more. I want to go for entertainment. So we have rap groups. So we have bingo nights. Nobody is being filled with the Holy Spirit. So we have children on the stage. You know, we got to win them. We have children on the stage, and they're doing all type of dance and all kind of stuff because it's entertainment. And this is the way to fill the churches with entertainment. But there is no mission work. There is nobody going out and getting others filled. We are going to recruit you to tell you we got a better church. I don't care about the better church. I just care about people going to heaven and not to hell. I want a better church. So now I got to get this big, edifice, all this stuff. I got to get all this stuff in here. I got to get all that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. How many of the people in that building is actually going to heaven? Now let me go a little further. How many in the building actually live in a double life?
All right.
I love you. But how many live in a double life? See, I can pray for you. I can pray for you. But when the prayer is over, you got to hear the voice of God and you got to obey God. The love of many this is why, and I'm going to show you it's in the church. This is why you find so many, when someone does you wrong, they hold a grudge and serve in the church knowing I have not forgiven you. It's in the church. Now the Bible says this: judgment shall begin in the house of God. If that is true, then where does the sinner stand? If I'm going to judge you according to my word and according to what I've dealt with you that you haven't done, what about the sinners? When I finally listened to the video, that Quinn sent? The man of God said, I will have mercy on the people who've never heard the gospel, but I will judge the one who heard the gospel and knew they were supposed to do something and didn't do it. Now, if God dealt with you to get saved and you didn't do anything, don't ask him for a car. Don't ask him for a house. You know how I prayed. Listen, you 40 years old. The now lay me down to sleep don't work for you. That's what you teach your children. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray to the Lord my soul. That's what you teach the child. You need to be asking God, God, have mercy on me. Save me, God. Deliver me. Because your parents, listen, somebody in your family is praying for you. And you knew God has been showing you dreams and have been giving you things and have been sending people to you with the same thing that somebody else gave you. One thing I found out about people is if the Spirit of the Lord don't show you who he's dealing with, they won't say nothing until you go to them with the word. You ain't accidentally came to this church the other day. You didn't accidentally come. It's by choice. Listen, the Lord brought you here. No, I didn't, Pastor. My call. No, Pastor, I made a decision last night. Good, God still brought you. When there's a void of the gospel, when there's a void of the Holy Spirit, people are going to seek something to satisfy the void. There's no way you're going to walk away from God and not fulfill that void with something. Second Kings 9 and 22. 2 Kings 9 and 22.
And it came to pass, when Joram saw Jehu, that he said, Is it peace, Jehu? And he answered, What peace, so long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many.
Now, what peace you telling me in America when this is actually going on? I told you on New Year's night, one of the things that the enemy is really pushing in this nation among us, and it's all over the TV, is vain imagination. If I can go to a brothel and I can go and imagine, it is the devil's job through women or men to bring it to pass. I just think it. Well, if you count the many interests on a human body, there ain't but so many. But if I can imagine it, it's their job to bring it to pass. This is why you got 12, some, 8, some, 9, some, man, some, women, some, women, some. This is why you got so much orgies. There are demons in hell that are released in the earth realm as people become very imaginative. You think it, so are you. It's in your heart. Well, I just can't get this out of my heart. There are a lot of, listen, many of your celebrities who have died is in hell because they brought it in through the music. And the music was designed to cause you to think that way. Now, you walk around with a handheld computer. And on your handheld computer, I can access things in China in a matter of seconds. I can watch live videos. I can go on my phone, I can key in, and it's so good now you ain't got to key it in, you can talk, speak. My handheld computer. And I can flip it, you know, and I can watch it live. My bedroom to your bedroom. The enemy is out after your children. Because you know, I can't get you. But if I can get Generation X, then all of what we're reading will come to pass. Now, listen, I don't care what they prophesy to you. You know, people, you know, especially around this time of the year, everybody got a word from the Lord because the Lord is telling them that this is in America and because of blah, 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 and all that stuff. And I was asking her, well, how God overlooked all this stuff that's going on in America? How do you overlook that? I don't understand. At some point in time, there must be some consequences. And now, our children are dealing with the consequences of what we enjoyed 20 years ago. Turn your AC up on. We in hell and don't need to feel like we're going in. Because I'm not planning on going. When you get over yonder, don't look. Because I promise you, I'm not going to be where you're going. If you choose to go there. Now, if you go to heaven, look for me. I'll be there. I might run and meet you. But in that place, there is no greeting from humans. There's a greeting from demonic spirits, but there's no greeting. And so the enemy is really out for your children to destroy them. What we went to? Did we want another verse? 2 Kings. Ephesians 6 and 12. Six and 12. Go ahead. Ephesians. New Testament. There we go.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Stop right there. Listen to that right there. Your warfare is not against people. Because people got flesh and people got blood flowing through. So my warfare is not against people. Go ahead.
But against principalities.
Do you know what principalities is? Anybody know what principalities is? Say it again. Authority, rulers, heads. What again?
Bosses, managers.
Above you, beyond. Rulers. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This Bible, this was in it before I was born. Before you were born. If you ever picked up the Bible, you never read it, you wouldn't know it was there. But now you're looking in the Bible and you're saying, wait a minute, how could this be? God never is out of tune with his generation, with his people. Even though this word was given years, over thousands of years before you and I got here, it is for today. So now, the next time you approach me wanting to fight me, who is it that really want to fight me? Is it you? Because I'm not supposed to be wrestling flesh and blood. Who is it? Somebody in you really want to destroy me. You been mad with somebody who wanted to fight him a couple of days ago? Now, if you did, then this is what you're up against. Because principalities are powerful demons. Now, here's the thing you don't realize about principalities. Every god that people talk about, you know, I worship Ra, you know. I'm a Rasta. These are gods. But behind every god is a principality. So behind every statue that somebody got up and said, this is the Virgin Mary, behind that statue is a demon. Now let me share something with you. India is full of different gods. One of the gods of India is Krishna. You ever heard of him? You ever heard of Hare Krishna? Krishna. Well, Krishna is a demon. They say he's a god. But Krishna is a demon that causes accidents. Automobile accidents. Angle. Moving right along. Listen, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but not. This is not talking to just anybody. It's talking to believers. Because if you are not a Christian, you ain't going to understand what I'm talking about. You got to first be born again to understand this. Filled with the Spirit to understand what I'm talking about. So in other words, if this is true, how many of you sitting in here with demons in you who want to kill me? Now, if you come up to me, Sister Pam, and you approach me angry, and I have to pull out a weapon to kill you, I'm not killing the thing that's in you. I'm only killing your body.
Yes, that's right.
But the thing that is in you leaves you and go to somebody else. Now someone else hates you. You ever wonder why you keep getting bad relationships? Oh, it's working, buddy. It's working. Yeah, Lord, it's working. I know you love it like that at your house. I don't know what part of heaven y'all going to, but the part I'm going to, it'll be around about 70, 80, no, but 70 degrees, 75. That's the part of heaven I'm going to. The cold part is for you guys in Alaska, Russia, I'm not from that climate. Look at my texture. Can't you tell? Look at Leroy texture. Bless you, bro. I was just joking with you, Brother Leroy. Joking with you. Brother, he know I'm joking. But before I go in further with Krishna, and I'm through with that. Deuteronomy 32. verse 16 through 17. Deuteronomy. We got to get through these scriptures. 16. Did I say 16? I know I didn't say no 16. 32, 16. Deuteronomy 32. Boy, God got everything covered. And God will tell you where listen, he'll let you know. If you pay attention, he'll let you know where everything is today. You asking for prophecy, I'll let you know where everything is today.
They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods.
Small g.
With abominations provoked they him to anger.
Go to the next verse. 17.
They sacrificed unto devils, not to God.
Go ahead now. That's capital G. Go ahead.
To gods whom they knew not.
Go ahead.
To new gods that came newly up.
Go ahead.
Whom your fathers feared not.
Listen. Each time, each year, there are demons new. And somebody come up with a new religion. Because there's a new God. There's a new principality. There's a new demon. And your job as a recruit, as that demon enter you, is for you to spread this teaching. Boy, when this thing comes to the end, there'll be no excuse. Because I can break you off some stuff with some principalities that would shock you. Principalities. When the sons of Sceva came up, you know, they're looking at Paul casting out demons, and they made the statement, we adjure you, we cast out the demons, we cast you out by the God of these principalities you're dealing with. And principalities, according to what God told us, they're powerful. Because they set things in order. They establish laws. They rule territories. You ever wondered why? What state is called? What place is called? They say what is done in that place stays in that place. Wonder why? Wonder why? Because of the demons that's there. The principality that's over the area. Let me show you how principalities move. San Francisco was the capital for homosexuality. Atlanta is almost taking the lead. So principalities is actually moving. Because the closer I get to where your state is, the more my demons, my agents can spread. Now, we ain't going to deal with the Marine Kingdom right now because you ain't ready for that. But we can go into that stuff too and walk it down. Now, listen, all you who've been laughing with me last Sunday, now when this Sunday over with, when the service over with this Sunday, they ain't want to talk to me. That would tell me exactly right there, boy, in you. You wrestle not against flesh and blood, Pastor King. Don't worry about them. They'll be all right. Psalms 106. Don't worry about them, Pastor King. They'll be all right. Just keep praying for it. Psalms 106, verse 34 through 38.
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Go ahead.
But were mingled among the heathen.
Go ahead.
and learn their works.
Stop right there. Look at it. They did not live, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their work. It's amazing how Christians, I'm going to just use this as an example. Now, this is an example. Let's say you unsaved. Okay? And I'm a Christian. What do you and I have in common? We got nothing in common. But now if I continue to mingle with you, I'm going to learn your way of sinning. And before long, you're going to have me cursing. The next thing I'm going to start telling you, Brother Joe, who's another Christian, ain't nothing wrong with me getting a girlfriend on the side. Because that's what the sinners are doing. Jesus loved you. Listen, the Bible said, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. Listen, that's God's word. Go ahead. They mingle. Go ahead. Oh, you going to work? Sister Sean, you there? What did that world happen to your voice? Stand up, let me slap you. And I'm not against flesh and blood, but this is against principality. Exactly right? Right. See, Sean, they think I'm harsh. We together. I know what I'm talking about. She know what I'm talking about. First thing she said, Smith Wigglesworth. Because he was hit. He ain't gonna come right out. But I ain't gonna do it because we got some visitors. First thing you're gonna do, and then we got that camera on there. That's live streaming. First thing you're gonna do, look at it, he hitting people in the church. That's the kind of church that is, where they fight. No, we're about peace in. Go ahead.
New Living Translation, verse 34. Israel failed to destroy the nations in the land as the Lord had commanded them. Instead, they mingled among the pagans and adopted their evil customs.
Go ahead, next verse.
Verse 36. They worshiped their idols, which led to their downfall.
Go ahead. Led to their what?
Downfall.
America brought in the Chinese. Worship who you want to worship. Donald Trump trying to get the Mexican out. Because they bring in Mary. We already got Mary here. Every country, every nation that comes in, they bring in a different form of God. The chick can. They bring in Ra, Rastafari. It's another God. Anytime a country becomes a melting pot, where whoever your God is, you worship him, is headed for a downfall. This country was dedicated to God. And then you bringing in your God and stuff like that. Go to certain parts of New York, they wringing chicken head and sprinkling the blood. The devil is alive. Go ahead.
Verse 37. They even sacrificed their sons and their daughters to the demons.
We don't do that. You don't do nothing like that. You don't do nothing. Let me share something with you. Anytime you sit your children, this is going to hit you too, but I love you. Anytime you sit your children in the front of Disney, you sacrifice them. So true. Talk to me. Don't get mad, because I got grandkids. They look at it too. You sacrifice them. Because Disney is full of witchcraft. We picked the wrong Sunday to come. We came last Sunday. No, the Lord wanted you to hear this. Listen, let me share you another way. My child is very gifted, very talented. Now listen now. We were just looking at the thing there, of the documentary on that boy, the fellow. Who in their right mind gonna take their daughter and put her in a studio with a pedophile? For fame. You sacrifice your child for fame. I remember my son was in Barbizon, the modeling ages. In the modeling age, my youngest son was in the Barbizon, the modeling ages. And I'm looking at things, you know, you look at things. I'm growing in the Lord. And one of the things that they told us as parents, listen, wherever your child go for a photo shoot, I advise you to be there. Because don't expect us to babysit your child. Sacrifice your children if you want them. What a little Ramsey girl name? They ain't find a girl yet. Sacrifice your children because you want to be rich. See, money. Somebody touch your child in the wrong way. I'm going to give you another sacrifice. You know, Uncle, I'm trying to come up with a name nobody would have in their family. Jim Bob. Anybody got a Jim Bob in their family? You know Uncle Jim Bob Strange. And I just got to be this place. And you leave your child with Uncle Jim Bob. Now when you come back, the child acting strange towards you. You just sacrificed your child. Now, we just read Ephesians 6 and 12. There's no need to kill Uncle Jim Bob. Because what's in Uncle Jim Bob was what did it to your child. Now, what is in Uncle Jim Bob is now in your child. This is the danger of sexual relationships with different people. You lay down with and you bring it home. Not the disease. What causes the disease? Principality. When you learn the ways of the heathen, this is what happened. We got to hurry up.
Verse 38. They shed innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters.
Go ahead, look at that.
By sacrificing them to the idols of Canaan. They polluted the land with murder. They defiled themselves by their evil deeds, and their love of idols was adultery in the Lord's sight.
None of us done that. Let's move right along. 1 Corinthians 10. 1 Corinthians 10. None of us done that. Let's just move right on before people get upset. And I love y'all guys. I ain't got nothing but love for you guys. I used to shoot people, but I don't do that no more. God bless you. God bless you. I used to shoot them with love. Amen. Y'all got to tell me something. Bless the Lord. Listen, get this thing twisted now with love. L-O-V-E. All right. Where we at? 1 Corinthians 10. Boy, Leroy, I'm struggling here, boy. 1 Corinthians 10. I know I said 1 Corinthians 10, right? Didn't I say that? Go ahead, Brother Al. You got it.
1 Corinthians 10, New Living Translation, verse 1. I don't want you to forget, dear brothers and sisters, about our ancestors in the wilderness long ago.
Go ahead.
All of them were guided by a cloud that moved ahead of them.
Go ahead.
All of them walked through the sea on the dry ground.
Go ahead.
In the cloud and in the sea, all of them were baptized as followers of Moses.
Mm-hmm.
All of them ate the same spiritual food, and all of them drank the same spiritual water. For they drank from the spiritual rock that traveled with them, and that rock was Christ.
That's it.
Yet God was not pleased with most of them, and their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. Verse 6. These things as a warning. Verse 6.
19.
Oh, you didn't?
19. I didn't.
No, sir. No, sir, you didn't get
You watching by live stream, I say verse 19 and 20.
1 Corinthians verse 19. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse
Shanty,
19.
I got number love for you. Go ahead.
What am I trying to say? Am I saying that food offered to idols has some significance, or the idols are real gods?
Go ahead.
No, not of all. I am saying that these sacrifices are offered to demons, not to God.
Now, wait a minute now. Food sacrifice. You know the Chinese people been doing that. Y'all see Buddha right up in there? Don't act like that. Y'all don't know. So in other words, what he's saying is, behind Buddha is a demon. And we know this. The last Chinese restaurant I went into, bless the Lord, thank you, Jesus. When the cameras go off, I'll let you know. You know it's sacrificed to whatever God. Nowadays, if you don't pray and bless that thing, see, the enemy knows, if I can put the sickness in the food, you're going to eat it. And a lot of your food is coming from different countries who don't like you. Because listen, you're in a prosperous nation. I'm not. So I don't like you. So the best thing I can do is kill you slowly. Moving right along. Where we at? One more. No. You at 20? 20, read 20.
And I don't want you to participate with demons. You cannot drink from the cup of the Lord and from the cup of demons too. You cannot eat at the Lord's table and at the table of demons too.
Is that in the scripture? Now, how many of y'all want to be saved? You don't want to be saved right now. I know it. What will you say? Bless your food. Bless your food. If you sense something in your spirit and all right, don't eat it. I don't care how much it costs you. All right, this is the last one. This is the last verse. Because I know where you're going as soon as you leave it. Revelation 2 and 12. Revelation 2, 12th verse, 13th verse. We laugh and we joke, but listen, it's serious because it's after your children. It's really after your children. You can look at now from the 70s, the 80s, I wouldn't say some of the 90s maybe. You don't see as much breakout revivals as it used to be now, because this generation tells you this: it doesn't take all of that. That's what they tell you. We don't need to be filled with the Spirit. When we got saved, we got it. Well, I found out. I told the Lord last night in a dream. I said, if I don't get filled with the Spirit, I'm not going to love you the way I should. I need to be filled with your Spirit. What was Revelation 2 and 12? Go ahead.
Revelation 2, verse 12 and 13. Write this letter to the angel of the church.
Like, come on, stay in the center. You know what I mean? What you got to set on? What temperature at right now? All right, put it on 71. Then it should stay. He put it on like on 40. They were trying to get it like 40 degrees. What are you laughing at? shaking. Don't want to hear the word. Where we at?
Chapter 2, verse 12 and 13, New Living Translation. Write this letter to the angel of the church of Pergamum. This is the message from the one with the sharp two-edged sword.
This is Jesus. Go ahead.
I know that you live in a city where Satan has his throne.
Go ahead.
Yet you have remained loyal to me. You refused to deny me with Antipas. My faithful witness was martyred among you there in Satan's city.
Now you kill him in the city. Witnessing, you kill him. Go ahead.
But I have a few complaints against you. You tolerate some among you whose teaching is like the Balaam, who showed Balak how to trip up the people of Israel.
Oh my.
He taught them to sin by eating food offered to idols.
Say that again. He taught them to sin by eating food
offered to idols.
If you don't believe your stomach won't mess you up. You know that Chinese chicken ain't that big. You know chicken that big, man. What a wing that is there off of a chicken. The wing look like a turkey. Man, come on, man. Y'all know better than that, man. Now, I say that on the air. I ain't worrying about that. Listen, I love you people from China. But you know that chicken ain't that big. Come on, man. The chicken that for the Chinese, and then I go to Zaxby's. The chicken so small, made something wrong. Something wrong here, man. I feel like I'm being cheated. Sam said we got the pig. They got full-grown chicken. Listen, one of the gods that they offered behind this god Zeus was Satan. And they knew it. And God knew it. That they allowed this to be. And this is how it's going to be when you stand before God in the judgment. Yeah, you did this right here. But I have this against you. And the thing that I have against you is this. You lived with a woman and never married her. You lived with a man, never married him. You would not raise your children in the things of me. This is what you're going to have to be judged by. This is what God's going to talk to you about. Don't let these people fool you. Because if you read the scripture and they tell you these are the things that people do that will not inherit the kingdom. People tell you, when I get saved, I don't. No. You will not inherit the kingdom if you're doing these things. And then it walks the things out and it tells you what they are. Lies are not going to make it. Even though you're a Christian, but you never got delivered from lying. And so now they're trying to take out in California, pass this law, that anything that causes you to change. So wait a minute. If I'm a liar, you want me to remain a liar? Do you know what a liar is capable of doing? You get paid to lie. Any lawyers in here? Thank you guys for watching Faith in the Word Ministry live, streaming. Take it for love because it is love. But at the same time, remember, we want you to make it into the kingdom of heaven. We don't want you to barely make it. We want you to make it. Bless the Lord. We want you to hear the words out of God's mouth. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Amen. But for the ones in Faith in the Word Ministry that's sitting here in the congregation, we're going to have to minister to them so that they could get to the point to where they could hear the word, well done. Amen. Bless the Lord. Be blessed. Be encouraged.